You know that moment, when someone leaves the room but it still feels full. That's what Downton Abbey, the final chapter, is. Because this isn't just the end of a show, it's the first episode without her. Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess. Or should we say, Dame Maggie Smith, and without her? Downton doesn't echo. It whispers. Her voice still rings in our heads. Sharp, sly, wise, unapologetic. Not just a character. She was the spine of the Crawley family. And now that she's gone, Julian Fellowes doesn't pretend to patch that hole. He lets us feel it. No recasting, no tribute scene, no ghost in the garden, just absence. And it hits harder because it's real. This isn't just another sequel. This is a farewell. We're in the 1930s now. The Great Depression has reached England. And Downton, once a symbol of stability, feels fragile. Robert Crawley stares at the estate with that look, you know the one, like he's already saying goodbye. But the strange thing is, Violet is still there. Not in person, but in presence. She's in Mary's resolve, in Robert's silence, in every decision they make, the kind where you stop and wonder, what would she have done? And somehow, you know the answer. Mary feels it most. She used to challenge her grandmother. Now she becomes her strong, smart, unshakable. Violet trained her for this. And now, she's leading without her safety net. Robert? He won't admit it. But that weight, that grief, it's resting quietly behind his eyes. Violet was his compass. And now, he's drifting. But the film doesn't try to pretend nothing's changed. It embraces the quiet. Because her loss is the story. She's in the wallpaper, the garden, the drawing room. She's in the tension between tradition and change, in the way they hold their teacups, in the way they hold their legacy. No flashbacks, no fantasy, just memory. And sometimes, memory is more powerful than presence. If the Crawleys lose Downton in this film, they're not just mourning the house, they're mourning her. Because Violet didn't just fight for walls and gates. She fought for identity, for legacy. She never feared the future, but she never let the past be forgotten either. And that's exactly what this film does. It balances the goodbye with a beginning, a soft ending, wrapped in silence and strength. Julian Fellowes won't confirm if this is truly the end. I never say never, he said. But let's be honest, without Violet, something essential is missing. The rhythm feels off. The air feels still. It's like trying to waltz with no music. Could Downton go on? Technically, sure. There are still stories, grandkids, scandals, new love, old secrets. But should it? That's a tougher question. Because this film doesn't just close a chapter. It closes the chapter. But if there's one moment that really got to me, it's not even in the movie. It was something Matthew Goode, Henry Talbot, shared. He talked about filming Mary and Henry's wedding back in season 6. A quiet shoot in the countryside near Oxford. Small crew, big moment. And apparently, that was Maggie Smith's favorite day on set. Think about that. Decades of legendary roles, from Hogwarts to the West End. And her favorite memory was a summer wedding scene with Rosé in the garden. Here's how it went down. 20 actors, blazing sun, no heavy lines to memorize. The green room? The backyard of a retired Concorde pilot. Someone brought out a few bottles of chilled French rosé. Matthew poured himself a glass, then another. One by one, everyone joined in. 22 bottles later, nobody was drunk, but everybody was glowing, including Maggie. And at the end of that sun-soaked day, she looked around and said, I think that might have been my favorite day on a set, ever. That wrecked me, because it reminded me, behind all the Emmys, behind the sharp looks and sharp lines, Maggie Smith was joy. She laughed. She drank wine in the sun. She lived. In a new era, we thought we said goodbye. But now, this time it's real. And we're not just losing Violet. We're losing a legend. A woman who turned every scene into a masterclass, who gave us Professor McGonagall, Jean Brodie, Muriel Donnelly, and the Dowager Countess. She once said, "Acting isn't about being famous, it's about doing the work." And oh, she did the work. Quietly, consistently, brilliantly. Now we head into the final Downton Abbey film. Without her. And everything will be a little softer. The silence a little heavier. I hope, really hope, they show that wedding memory. If not, we'll still carry it, because that's how legends live on. So maybe this is how we remember her. Not in mourning clothes, not behind aristocratic walls, but in that garden, glass in hand, smiling, half cut, fully happy. Dame Maggie Smith, thank you. For the sass, for the wisdom, for every scene you didn't just act, you owned. This finale is yours. And if you're still feeling that ache, that loss, you're not alone. Let's honor her together. Drop your favorite Violet Crawley line in the comments. Was it savage, sweet, silent, but deadly? And if this tribute hit you where it hit me, like, share and subscribe. Because as long as we talk about her, she's not really gone. Not from us, not from Downton,